All right, we will call this meeting of the Historic District Commission to order at 7:02 p.m. Todd, would you read the call?
Town of Groton notice of public hearing, Historic District Commission. The Historic District Commission will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, March 19th, 2024 at 7 p.m. at the Groton Town Hall Annex, 134 Groton Long Point Road. And virtually via the Zoom platform to hear the following applications requesting a certificate of appropriateness. HDC 24-0010, 42 West Mystic Avenue, Martin Ferguson, applicant, Andy German, owner. Window replacement pin number 261805271958. HDC 24-0014, 119 River Road, Dennis Cambria, applicant, owner. Window replacement pin number 261944311714. HDC 24-0015, 5 Park Place, Timothy Kohler, applicant, owner. Fence installation pin number 261914424522. A Zoom meeting link will be posted to the town's website meetings calendar. Applications are on file and available for public inspection during normal business hours of the planning department. 34 Groton Long Point Road, Groton, Connecticut, dated this 12th day of March, 2024 at Groton, Connecticut, operating secretary.
Thank you. I will waive the hearing procedures. If anyone wants to read them, they're the yellow sheet over there. They can take a look. And we will start with HDC 24-0010, 42 West Mystic Avenue. Martin. Come on up. Yeah. You could just state your name and address for the record.
If I could just interrupt real quick, if you gentlemen could just move the microphone, if you're gonna both speak and answer, if you could just move it right in between the two of you. Appreciate it. I know it might be a little bit cumbersome and then trying to present any paper, but we'll see what we can do.
I'm Andrew German. I'm the owner of the property.
And I'm Martin Ferguson, 29 Lincoln Avenue, Pawcatuck, Connecticut.
And Andrew, just state your address. I know you.
42 West Mystic Avenue.
Thank you.
If I could just real quick, there was a pre-app here last week regarding this, and there was some conversation regarding whether or not it could be seen from the street. We did a site visit and it's clearly seen from the street. I have several pictures that I could provide if need be, but I believe the applicant provided them as well.
Right, I have those also.
This is not a second.
This is,
He
he came for a pre-meeting asking questions. We gave him feedback.
Sure.
You know, he's coming
So
to
you
his
just wanna
first.
run through your application.
Excuse me?
Just tell us what you're doing.
Oh,
Like you've never been here before.
Yeah.
okay. Well, we're replacing 4 windows on the south lower side of 42 West Mystic Avenue. And the windowsill casing, water table and siding in that area.
And why don't you, so he can, putting it underneath that camera, go through like we talked about last time, site plan, show us the
I don't know
property.
where it is.
You'll see it in 1 second.
Is it?
Give it a second, hang on.
There you go.
Okay.
You can slide the microphone a little bit forward.
Yeah, if you have to, just kind of maybe shift it sideways or turn it the other way, as long as you keep the mouthpiece nearby.
So
Okay, those 4 windows that you see there are the ones that are going to be replaced with Marvin windows, and they're going to match the original windows in the house where they're, I think they're 2/1, am I right?
2/1 of the original.
2/1.
right.
The left side is an addition that was approved by the commission and put on in 1989. The windows, we couldn't get completely appropriate windows at that time, but what we're going to replace those two with will be the 2/1.
Yeah, I have
The originals are.
a picture of one of the original windows. Right there, as you can see, they're 2/1. And the Marvin window is gonna look just like that. By the time we get done with them, they're gonna have casing, windowsill, and new wood siding, pre-primed around all that area.
And that's all just cedar to match what's there.
Yeah,
Right.
cedar clapboards.
And the 5/4.
Excuse me?
It says cedar 5/4 to match existing casing. So you're just gonna,
Yeah, it's gonna be to match existing casing. It's, I think, of course, haven't taken anything apart, but I think the casing is 7/8 of an inch in the freeze board. If you look at it, I think it's 5/4 because it's recessed a bit. You know, I've had the experience of seeing that before, and that's probably what it is.
Construction windows you're putting in?
That stuff's here too.
The originals are dated to approximately 1910. Most of the ones in the house are still functional, but the ones that are being replaced have been manipulated over the years and are not very either tight or maneuverable now.
And they're Marvin Elevate simulated divided light spacer price. Any questions, comments?
Questions for me?
I could show you also a representation of a job I did last year in the borough with Marvin windows. They're not the same, you know, this is 6/6, but I'll be doing the same thing, the freeze board up top, cedar casing, cedar sill, and everything's back primed with oil-based primer and then top coat with Benjamin Moore. And of course, new siding and water table also in this case too. It's pretty much the same thing, except for the windows are just a little bit different style.
The only thing I would suggest is on that first picture that you shared, there's 5 windows and just to,
Well-
you did circle it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Front one is not.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
this one's
Oh,
staying.
right. No,
but
I remember
I
that
wanted
from
to
your
show you
first
that
time,
because that's an original window.
but just so people
Yeah.
have on file the 4, but okay,
Right.
you circled them.
Yes.
My apologies. Okay, and that's all I got.
What else we got here? I guess this is
Oh, yeah.
this is the window itself. Whoops, other way. That's is 4 of those windows are going in. I don't know what else to show you.
I think
Probably enough.
we're good.
You're
Yeah.
good. You're good. Yep. That's
Unless
it.
you have anything else.
Nope.
Thank you.
Thank you. very
Thank
much.
you.
Does anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? Okay, HTC 24-0010 is closed. We will vote for that just a little bit. Thank you. HTC 24-0014, this is 119 River Road.
Hello, my name is Dennis Cambria, 119 River Road. I'm here to hopefully have approval to replace 5 windows. I have a better circled drawing for you. Oh, she has it on there.
No, that's your
That's you.
picture. That's you.
That's you.
Okay, you have the side ones? That's the front of the house. There should be another one.
Other way.
Other way. You,
You're saying that
You're-
you should have those in the packet? Is that what you're?
It's right below my glasses. But you're right below my glasses.
Oh, you see me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think that's in there.
This is, these are better circled, I think. The other ones came through a color and it didn't look so good. So I spoke to Susan today. She said, well, why don't you bring these? And, they would, these are for your files as well.
okay.
So on the east side of the house, the front of the house, there's 3 windows there. And on the north side, the 2 windows that are here, they're all the same size. The replacements will be like for like 6/6 millions. And they are RV windows. And I submitted the size and sizes of everything, which I think you should have presently there. There's the windows. I also submitted actual photographs of the windows. Not being presumptuous, but I'm doing another project with the same size windows in Old Lyme at another house I own, so we had 5 windows delivered here, and there's another 6 down in Old Lyme, so we have our work cut out, but it gave me the opportunity to give you the photographs of the windows exactly. And I think Susan included a photograph from the early, from about 1990, I believe, of the original house,
This one.
The original.
that one there.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
is it?
Okay.
That's it, yes.
Oh, there it is. So you need,
You can have those, yeah.
Get that to Todd.
So I don't have any issue with replacing the windows or the grill patterns or anything. My only issue is there are grills between the glass and a vinyl window.
Yes,
That's my only issue.
that was purposely done for ease of cleaning,
Yeah, just
basically.
we're really pushing for simulated divided lights. So. But I'm only one vote, so. Any comments?
This what's currently there is practically the same thing. It's what he's asking to replace, right, Eric? It looks an awful lot like a like for like to me, I guess.
Well, these are original windows. Right? Are those the original windows from the house?
On the small photograph, yes.
No, the ones that were surface. Are those original windows up here?
Those, they're certainteed replacements by the previous owner. Which then had storm windows put over them. And that's what you can kind of see
I can't
deteriorating.
tell either. They could be between the glass.
Yeah. I'm just one vote, but he already bought them and
Is it currently a vinyl window? The insert that the replacement window that's in there right now?
Yes. Poor quality, leaking.
It's
a lot of
currently
different things like
have
that.
the mullions between the glass.
The spaces are the same. That was measured.
Yeah.
The actual visual glass part. is-
I don't have any issue with the size of the window, the replacement window, or anything. I just have
Yeah.
an issue with the grill between the glass. But again, I'm just
I
one.
I understand that. What I'm trying to clarify is the existing grill between the glass and he's doing
hard to
replacing
tell.
the
Take a
grill
look at
between.
that.
it kind of looks like.
Well, I went by his house pretty close. It looked like it's an existing grill behind in the glass today.
What's there?
And what's there.
I just think if you have.
So it's a different thing that, I mean, I'm trying to get clarity on, you have to upgrade to divided light if you don't,
I think you should. If it's an existing historic home like that, I think you should. But again, you already bought them. Not that that's an excuse, but
I understand the preference. Okay.
Was the technology available then to have it in the glass literally 30 years ago?
Between the glass?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been around.
yeah,
All right, I didn't know that. Okay.
we just push for a simulated divided light, so like an applied grill. Because it looks more historically accurate, and the house at one point had that in it. So, but.
Not to sink my ship in any way, but the original owner had made mullions for the windows himself. And maybe one of those or two of those had those literally glued to the window, the glass.
No, I
Little-
understand. that.
Little
And
thin
that's
strips of wood.
That's what Ted was kind of alluding to. I don't.
Do you have them? No,
Any questions?
I'm good. Anything
Okay.
else?
Thank you.
Right, thank you. Does anyone in the audience have anything to say in support of the application? Anyone against the application? All right, HTC 24-0014 is closed. HTC 24-0015 is 5 Park Place. No. Good one.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah, we weren't sure what.
Looks like
so
you went to the
we actually
Bible.
made you each a copy.
I've got it online. So-
Okay.
Wow,
There you go.
thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Did you get one? Yeah.
Pictured on his big, sorry. So I'm George Majeski. I'm at 5 Park Place. Tim and I own the house together.
Timothy Kaler, 5 Park Place.
Yes, you're doing a fence. Okay.
Yeah, well,
There we go.
it's essentially like, it's a rectangular property and we're just putting in a fence around the entire property. We,
Did you just buy this?
yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got,
about 4 months ago.
Yep. Yeah.
I think that the woman that lived there before was there for like 50 years.
Yeah.
And hadn't.
It's a little bit of a thing.
Hadn't really done anything to it since she moved in. You don't need it? Okay, okay.
I thought Jeff Gordon.
All right, yeah, go. Just tell us.
Yep, so it's basically a 3-foot fence. Luther Fence is putting it in for us. The back is gonna be 4 feet. When we talk about a 3-foot fence, there will be posts and caps, so it really will, the finished sides will be 3'4", 3'6", somewhere around that. And then the back would be 4'4" to 4'6". Wanted to give you a little bit of perspective on the road itself, coming up to the property, and then what the neighbors have all done. We're pretty much we're gonna be pretty identical to everybody else. We're not changing it.
It's a white picket fence. It leads-
Cedar wood,
Yeah, that's,
coming up to. It's upside down. Coming up to it, this is the house here. Going, looking north, down to the boat dock here, and then this is the front of the house. Right now, there's no vegetation whatsoever, and so what we're trying to do is just incorporate the entire property into one big property. There are 2 houses on the property. There's the cottage in the back, and then there's the main house. So this is looking on the left side of the house. This is on the right hand side of the house. There would be a walk-in gate right here. And then there's currently 2 driveways. So we're gonna do a small gate here for, am I over far enough? A small gate for a car here, and then the main drive into the garage would be there.
You can move that microphone a little bit toward me if you
okay.
want to. If you
Thank you.
There you go, and angle it toward the middle.
Currently, the
Perfect,
fencing
thank
that
you.
Thanks. Currently, the fencing that's there is either vinyl on one side, it's kind of a mishmash of all kinds of different fences. One part of it is vinyl, a lot of it, one full side is chain link, it's really lovely. So we're obviously, that'll come down, be replaced with this. And then this is the left side looking south, from the water. So we're currently, this is 5 Park Place, where this property here, here's where the boat dock is. And this is the, you should have this is the full schematic, the survey that we did with all the plots. So, and if you need to see that bigger, we brought that along with. Here's Tom Luther's proposal, what we're gonna do. We've already I'm sorry?
No, I just saw Tommy V.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
He's a good guy.
Great guy.
What a fun project. And then this is the plan he came up with. So here again, this is the cottage, current garage, the main house. How the gate would be, the 2 drives. We're planning on doing a garage here. And move this, or this will actually be a studio space. All the vinyl fence will come down here, and this will be a 4-foot fence for privacy. We have neighbors back here and they have windows, so we thought it'd be nice for them to actually have a little privacy screen there.
Have you, just out of curiosity, have you told the neighbors that you're
Yeah,
doing this
everybody
and,
knows.
and
Yeah.
they're, everybody's on board?
Yep.
No one's
Yeah,
gonna
they're
come?
excited about it. To be
Oh.
honest.
Oh, okay,
everybody's
okay.
excited.
Okay.
So we're good.
That's Just good to check with neighbors before this.
And this is what, Tom gave me is the type of fence. We're gonna go with the full cedar fence. We're doing the standard 401 that matches everybody else. And that'll be the finished look. So that's.
Well, with what?
Well,
Painted-
well,
Painted white.
painted
Painted white, right,
Painted
right.
white, yeah.
After a couple months, I guess, they said we had to let it age or dry out or whatever, so we'll do that.
What a great fence presentation.
That was.
Ta-da!
You hit all the marks.
I was gonna say,
It's very clear what you're doing.
I think,
job.
we're gonna record this for.
Yeah.
All right.
Phillips for future.
I'm
for
nervous.
future. I have,
We just want to make sure we note that they're going to remove the other fences. That's all. When we get to it. Anyone, questions?
That's great.
No question.
Comments?
That's great.
If I can just ask real quick, have you confirmed that all the existing fences are yours?
Yes,
You have, okay, great, thank you.
yeah, and some of the neighbors ones too. Yeah, we're all good.
Anything else from you? guys?
no,
Cool.
great.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
Do you want these for your friends or neighbors?
I'm gonna recycle.
Anyone in the
We're
audience
gonna
having
keep
the same support of the application? Anyone against the application? All right, HTC 24-0015 is closed.
Did
This
you-
was in the
I'm sorry,
packet.
did You,
Okay.
It's pretty much what I just put
did
together.
the gentleman.
Oh, you did already,
You,
okay.
you started to raise your hand.
Great,
Did you?
thanks.
You started to raise your hand. Okay, okay.
Okay. All right, so we will close the public hearings and move on into consideration. Start with HTC 24-0012. This is 42 West Mystic Avenue. This is the window replacement, the 4. Any motions or comments? I will make a motion to approve. Goodman,
Ferguson, second.
all in favor?
Becca, I.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Teisman, I.
All right, HTC 24-0010 is approved. HTC 24-0014, this is 119 River Road. This is also the window replacement.
Teisman will make a motion to approve.
Ferguson will second.
Yeah, I just like to make a comment. I mean, I know what Eric's talking about. I mean, we normally do not like muttons between the glass. It makes a very different appearance. When I look at the windows that are in there now, it kind of looks like they're between the glass anyway, and I guess it just kind of approve. I'm gonna, vote to approve it, but it's something everyone should be aware of. You're really supposed to do something more like Mr. German is doing with the exterior applied ones.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with replacing the windows. I just think that it should be applied. So anyways, we have a motion though. So all in favor?
Becca, I.
Brady, I.
Goodman, no.
Ferguson, I.
Teisman, I.
HTC 23 or 24-0014 is approved. HTC 24-0015, 5 Park Place. This is the fence. Any comments or motions? I will make a motion to approve. Goodman,
Ferguson will second.
all in favor or any comments? Sorry.
Becca, I.
Brady, I.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Teisman, I.
All right, HTC 24-0015 is approved. All right, pre-applications. Who's here?
So
Is there a sign up there? Might want to just give it to the chairman, he can recognize.
thank you. So I would like to make a motion to accept all the listed pre-apps.
I think we gotta do one.
We gotta do them one by one.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, Julie.
George. Pardon me?
May I have my name?
Oh,
Oh, well, yeah, we'll add your name. What is your name?
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Yep. With a J or G-O? J. Yep,
Last name Moriarty.
Moriarty, all right.
Sorry, I couldn't read your last name.
Wicker, Wicker.
So I will make a motion to add sorry, 37 Pearl Street to the pre-apps. All in favor?
Haka, I.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Let's go for it.
So state your name and address.
So my name is Julie Wicker and I live at 37 Pearl Street.
Alex here, Orlando. I also live at 37 Pearl Street.
So we've been living in the house for about 2 years. We want to do some work in the front, mainly replacing the bushes that are curbside and putting in a picket fence. And then there is a set of stairs leading up to the front door. That's in really bad shape, and taking that out. It's wooden, but I'd like to replace it with a stone staircase. So looking to get insights from here to just kind of learn what the preference is, and then make a decision.
Is that you? Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
I have pictures. Also, I brought some on my laptop. So whatever.
Will the camera
I'll
picture?
try to get them, see what
Put it
we can
upside
do.
Or lay it vertical. Yeah.
Oh, get your pictures off.
It's on the other side of the microphone. I think you gotta go to.
So this is the current.
Is that right?
Nice.
And like you can tell, like it's in really bad shape. So want to get that obviously taken down, and then a set of stone stairs, and I have a picture of that too. So this is what it will look like from like the front. But I don't want it to be I want it to be like the gray stone, so I have a picture of like the stone color that I'd like. But this is just more like what it'll look like from the front of the house.
Does Susan have a question?
What, she raise her hand?
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, she must. She said, didn't mean to call, sorry. Oh, no. That's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like a granite steps with a bluestone cap?
Exactly.
She's just saying the mic can move a little bit if it's in the way, so take that into consideration.
When you get to it, you'll need handrails, so
Yeah.
you just need to.
So yeah, I just have to make a decision if they're gonna be black or white. I think I'll probably. I don't know, does it matter?
Color doesn't matter to us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we just need the
Material.
details and like a materials.
Okay, is there a preference for material?
So wood, there's a company Intex that makes like a PVC type handrail. There's a lot of composites. I think like I'll describe it, like the thin metal, we don't really.
Like the older ones that
like
you
those,
see?
like, pre,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
not.
Yeah.
Steel. Yeah.
So like, I mean, if you look at, there's a picture, the other picture I shared. Like, it'll probably be something in this style, like on the side. Is that,
Is that what you guys were just talking about?
That
The
looks like,
old style?
Like a little chunkier, I think is what we're kind of wanting. Yeah.
And I also think that the stone, the granite, on the risers there. Your other picture looks fine to me. This looks a little bit sort of,
Modern.
yeah.
no, I definitely want the
Yeah.
blue stone.
Yeah,
I'm
'cause
just,
that looks more like it could have appeared on a
Yeah, no, no.
1950s ranch burger.
yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna do the blue stone, but I'm just showing like, just from like
Yeah.
the angle from the
Okay.
front. And so what kind of railings, like, so you said chunkier, so you mean like
Fatter.
thicker
Kind of,
base?
yeah, like what you've got on the house now kind of
Yeah,
goes better with the style, I think,
Okay.
than something a little more modern.
Okay.
But in concept, I think it's totally fine.
okay.
In terms of like applying, when it adds what kind of materials, we have to specify what kind of stone we're putting in. like
Yeah.
What you just said.
Yeah, whoever
Okay.
your contractor
Okay.
is,
And
just,
that's, if
Okay.
it's like that photograph, that second photograph you showed, then, that gives us a good idea.
they'll be able to give you like a spec sheet.
Yeah, okay.
And so what Eric also said about the rails, if you decide to go with, what would be more considered a wood rail, maybe not wood that If it is PVC, it's gotta be that brand. It's a flat
Okay.
brand. It doesn't shine. It
Not
doesn't
the
Yeah, not
shiny.
shiny.
have any gloss on it.
Okay.
It doesn't really look like.
PVC, yeah, like
You
vinyl.
could look
Yeah.
at the standard building downtown on Water Street.
Mhm.
Or Pizzetta.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
okay,
okay. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But that's that kind of brand.
yeah, okay, all right.
You said a fence where the
Yes.
bushes were?
So
Were you paying attention to the previous?
I know. My new neighbor probably set the bar. I'll come in with a presentation when needed. I'll get your emails and send me the template. So right now, I mean, you can see in the, I don't know if you can tell from,
I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
Oh, we don't. we have-
Yeah. so like this is the current front of the house, these bushes. Like they've, the
Bushes
people,
we don't.
right, so
do
I'm gonna
whatever you
remove
want.
I'm gonna remove them and then put in a picket fence. And so this is what. But just so you can tell like where it's gonna go, it's gonna go
Yeah.
in the same place as the current. And then. So I wanna do it in this style. And I took a picture of a house in downtown, actually, that when I took a walk today and this is exactly what I want. It's a house like on actually like Main Street, like when you're coming almost like from Knowing on the left.
Same thing. If you do it out of wood, no issues and paint it. If you do it out of vinyl, just, it would have to be like a flat,
Okay.
not a glossy.
And then is there any limitations about like the height, the spacing,
Yeah,
caps?
Can't be more than 4 feet in the front yard.
Yeah, so I think I wanna do 3 feet, so that's fine. Yeah. Okay. And then, like, if I decide to do a gate or anything, is that something I need to?
We need to see a photograph or a drawing.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And maybe if you're lucky, these guys will let you have one of those magnets.
Right.
Or here,
'Cause
right here.
Cause
Yeah.
your style was in the back of that.
Yeah, exactly.
This stone as well, that's not like a concern of you if we want to do like stone like that on the bottom.
No,
Oh,
just.
oh,
landscaping.
gotcha.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so, we'll submit the application
Yeah.
and we'll probably see you next time.
So we always tell people to have it in by this Thursday. If you want to be on the next meeting,
For April 2nd, I think it
Yeah.
is. Okay,
just.
yeah,
Because
all
I
right,
get public.
okay. Sounds good.
Thank
Thank you.
very
All right,
much.
thank you.
All right, thank you.
I just thought of something for the Park Place. We didn't specify the height.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
But they did.
Can we fix it?
You probably can. It's not like it's,
Well, they're still here, so.
yeah,
We've had some issues with fence heights because of grade changes. So
Yeah.
that a 4-foot fence becomes suddenly a, a
Yeah,
4-foot
so
6 fence or
on
a
the-
3-foot 8
On the
fence.
front page, it actually says.
You gotta
yeah,
spread.
Yeah.
I think he spoke to it too.
Yeah,
On the
I was
record.
gonna say, it
It
was,
did, but
yeah.
I just want to set the front to
Okay.
4 feet and the back to 5. So
Yeah, there you go.
can I just make a motion to amend it?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Mhm.
so
I
I'll
mean,
make
it's
a,
under, it's not like it's an open, public hearing anymore or anything, so yeah. you
no,
can
so I'll
change
just
it.
make a motion to amend HDC 24-0015 Park Place. So the height doesn't exceed 4 feet in the front yard and 5 feet
In the back.
Mhm.
I'll second it. Okay,
Go ahead, Bill.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Packer, I.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Thanks. That just saves you.
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright.
We appreciate it.
They said that, and
Yeah.
brain started spinning. Anyways. Okay, moving on, 284 Pearl Street, John Walsh,
I'll make a motion to hear
284 Pearl Street.
284 Pearl Street.
All in favor? 2 and 4. Oh, 2 and 4.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
2 and 4 Pearl Street.
All in favor?
Aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
All right. Oh, is this a combining thing? Is this combining it a while ago? Oh, yeah. Are you gonna do it? Okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah, he talked to us before,
Yeah.
right?
You got, yeah, all right, first of all, my name is John Patrick Walsh. I'm here to represent, Leo, sorry.
Leo.
I mean, you out a little bit.
Yeah. Leo Roach, who is the owner of number 2 and number 4 Pearl Street, which is
This is
the Harp and Hound building
the stairway.
in downtown. And my practice is out of Westerly. I'm registered in both Rhode Island and Connecticut. You've seen this before, but we've gone through a couple changes, interior, not so much exterior. I just thought it would be good to come back before you, because it's been months since you've seen this. So basically
The interior, just to save your time, we don't.
right, yeah, but I kind of figured that, but when I looked at the application, it said interior floor plans and elevations, I was like, okay,
No, just.
all right, so they're looking for that, just planning and zoning.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so just to bring you up to speed then where we're at, we have been before zoning, they have approved, putting these 2 buildings together. Right now. Let's see if I can- this way. So currently, the front elevation, I'll just look at that right now. The front elevation
Toward you and the other way.
towards the,
Yeah, no, back to you a little bit.
Now back to you.
gotta put a target.
You gotta reorient yourself.
It's the opposite.
Upside down back.
Yeah, stand on your head.
And look through a mirror.
Okay, so this is the existing conditions right now, for the building. And basically what we're doing is we are connecting this area here. We're removing the, alley, but it's stepping back, okay? And I could show you in the floor plan what's happening there. I know you're not interested in floor plans.
You can show us the floor plan, it's a great.
Okay, so, basically the building's just connecting, and he's gonna expand the heart across the first floor. So let me just quickly show you the floor plan the proposed. All right, so. This is first floor, the Harp and Hound. Going the wrong way, Jack.
Yep. There you go.
There we go. Okay, this is the first floor of the Harp and Hound as it currently exists. This is the area of the alley that exists there right now, right along those 2 lines. We're infilling that, but we're backing this wall off to leave the electrical service right here. So that little gate that's on the street will remain as an access into the electrical service. And basically what's happening here is this stays the Harp. This becomes added seating, cooler goes to the back. The flower shop stays, the shop stays, but then we're taking this door, this entry right here, which is into the current retail space that's unoccupied here. And we're going to bring in a stairway or build new stairway up to 2 apartments. So you get to the top of the stairway.
Can't see that.
Oh, there we go. Okay, from the entry below, come up the stairs, we have an apartment here, 1-bedroom apartment. And then we have another apartment that goes along the front of the building, and the commercial kitchen that is currently upstairs is being reworked, but it's staying there. So essentially, the building doesn't really change much, except for this area, and we have to be sure we have egress windows from these units. Okay. So from the exterior point of view. Right. All right. So that's what the exterior will look like. Here's the connector right here. Across, the gate that is currently there will be retained. Entries stay where they are. And then these windows here become egress. And this one and possibly another one up here will become egress. Now, these are not, they don't meet code for egress compliance for size. Even though the above the harp is currently an apartment, it's listed as an apartment on the tax card. But what I'm proposing to do is use Marvin windows in the areas where we need egress, duplicate what we have there, but do them as a casement style window for egress purposes. The casement swings out, right? So they'll look identical, but for egress purposes, we need them to have, you know, the required clearances. And the only way to do that is either A, enlarge the window, which I think would take away from the building, or B, change the window style, but replicate the appearance.
So it'll have that like check rail, you know?
Yep, it'll look just like it. I've done it on a number of houses, and I'll try to get a picture of one. I know there's one over in Stonington, Deansville Road that we did it. And you can't tell, you look at it, it's like, okay. The only time
You
you
gotta
got
be
it,
really scared. You
Until
gotta-
they open.
I was gonna say, until they open,
Then you go, oh my God, it's a case.
and then you go, oh my God, it's a casement. Right.
As they're jumping out of the window.
But when the building's on fire, you say, thank God it's a case.
Right, right, right.
Oh, and the only thing that, I think that the
Is
planning.
the mutton pattern, is that what it is now?
Yeah,
The 1/1s on the right and they're 6/6s on the left?
yeah. I can match them all if you'd like. I'd like to, but
Well, I mean, that's really your decision, I think.
yeah, but that's what they were historically.
1/1s?
Well, this historically as far back as I could go, Todd. I mean, you know, the pictures I've gone as far back.
Are you
it's
gonna
the one of the ones?
Are you gonna replace all of those 5?
No, just the ones that we need to do as egress.
Okay.
So there'll probably be 3 windows replaced total. I did 2 here, but I think we're just gonna have 3.
So just the one.
Probably this one,
I'm talking about.
and over here, yeah.
Yeah.
The only comment I heard back from planning and from the attorneys was they wanted a bike rack.
They're really big on those bike racks. now.
Yeah, so we got a bike rack.
There's more bike racks than there are bikes.
I don't know how many bikes you're gonna put there, because piece of property is about this wide. It's a sliver. But they just want to do like one of the metal loop.
They want a bench too.
They asked for a bench, but we couldn't put a bench in without being in the sidewalk.
Can we ask for a kayak rack?
And what's the recess on the face of the connector there, John?
This?
Yeah, I mean, the gate's still at the.
Yeah, it's about 4 feet.
So the whole connector is set back 4 feet.
Yeah, this area here would be back about 4 feet.
On both floors.
Yes. Yeah, just kept the wall going straight up. Yeah, because this, I think if we took out this meter bag and messed with that telephone pole that's right there, I think that telephone pole controls every bit of electricity going into this. If you drive down there and take a look at that pole, it's crazy. Looks like something out of Singapore or someplace. And there's wires everywhere.
They put everything underground
I know Leo
on
would
Main
love it.
Street.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's the riser that connects to, it feeds all of Pearl Street. I think it's fine. I don't have any. If you were gonna replace all those 5 windows, I'd say maybe change the growth pattern, but if you're not, just gonna do the one.
no. The intent was to keep them, I mean, the same styles what they are.
This is also the subject, but you have parking issues in terms of off-property parking?
No. Because we're not increasing,
You're not increasing the number of apartments?
we are increasing apartments. But from what I know right now, I've been told we're okay with the parking. And we by increasing the seating, that's what I was concerned with. In the harp, I thought, oh, there will definitely need more
We
parking.
can do the voucher.
But the
Voucher
fact,
program,
huh?
voucher program.
Yeah, well, no, the fact is that right now in the harp on the second floor, there's an area that's used as seating for the bar.
So you're
For
just shifting the
special
occupancy.
So we're taking the,
Up to
we're
down.
taking
But he
the
doesn't
seating
need-
from upstairs.
You wouldn't
putting
need
it
it
down.
anyways because of the voucher program.
Right.
Just-
Right, but it's just my understanding is that in the most recent zoning regs,
Mhm.
the planning and zoning commission in their infinite wisdom, which I think was somewhat not existing at the time, said that you can't put in any new apartments unless you have on-site parking for those apartments.
No, that was only to get the density down for my thing. It has to be on.
No, it has to, no, it was after that, it was on-site, and that's why in Factory Square, I got approval to turn margaritas into apartments before the zone change, before the reg changed. Because we have no
That's in there?
more
I
on-site.
don't know. I'm not aware.
I wonder if they,
Something you ought to look into.
I'll check
Because
with
obviously,
Sarah
you can
Moriarty.
designate a space in this lot across the street,
Right.
but not. You can't.
Okay, I'll check with
Check
Sarah,
on that.
but
Talk
yeah,
to Sarah.
all right.
I think it's great. Anyone comment?
Yeah, looks good. Looks good.
If I can just add from a building code standpoint, to have those two buildings connected. And not have a building that close to a building, which would no longer be allowed to be done. Is fantastic. That coupled with the fact that they plan on sprinkling the entire building.
Yeah, the
So-
entire, both structures before
Yeah.
they sprinkle it.
It's like,
And the fire department's thrilled about it.
That's-
They're just
yeah.
like, yes, thank you.
it's a great move.
Nice.
So, and if we can get it done and finished for next Sunday's parade, I'm sure we'll. All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Okay, good.
Thanks, John.
So I can apply for public hearing in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, so if you get all your paperwork in Thursday, then you'll be on the docket for our next meeting.
I'm gonna try to do that, but I want to check with Sarah and be sure about the parking.
Yeah, okay.
Before we go into a public.
It
hearing.
does. That makes total sense, but
So if I can't get back information back from her by Thursday, then I'll just hold off. on another couple
yeah,
weeks.
or just get it in right after Thursday and it'll automatically be bumped to the next,
Okay.
our next meeting.
Okay, great.
So, but don't hold off too much because you don't, for whatever reason, have a snafu and not even get on the 4 weeks. from
And you
now.
can get your application in.
Yep.
And then submit additional information. At the time of your hearing, if you can get a clarification on the parking or something, you can
Okay.
submit it at that point.
Yeah. Shit.
It's a ridiculous. So, I'll say it.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
Thank you, John.
Sorry, 8 Ice House Lane, Thomas Reagan. Come on up.
Where you
Uh,
going?
Good,
I'll make a
all right.
motion to add 8 Ice House Lane to the preamps. All in favor?
Second,
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson second, and Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, I.
Oh, you don't.
If you don't know, it's a procedure thing that. Yeah. It's frustrating. Go for it.
All right.
All right, so Dave.
You want me to go for it?
You go for it.
All right, I'm Dave Reagan. I'm his father from Reagan Homes, Mystic, Connecticut, 19711. So we're here tonight, kind of got a good feel from just listening to you guys tonight.
Can he introduce?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
Sorry,
go ahead, you talk.
I'm
Go ahead.
Thomas Reagan as well,
Okay,
representative with Reagan Homes.
okay.
And
6 months ago, he called me, he
Yeah.
goes, Dad, I want to work for you. I go, you got a good job in Boston. I wanted to come back here to Mystic. So now he's got this
So what
Ice
my-
House deal going.
one of my first deals I'm working on is redeveloping 8 Ice House Lane, which is currently right now eyesore, I think. The
You
town-
guys know about that property, yeah.
Yes.
And
And they came before and got
yeah, they approved this.
plan.
This is the plan. They approved that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Something happened.
I'm sorry.
Did it happen?
The house was happening in the district and
Right, and so one of the questions that I have is that being half in, because the house next door, they built it, it was outside the historic commission.
We went through this whole thing. We tried to get it out.
Oh, yeah, you
We
couldn't do
Get
it.
it out. So it's in.
Okay, so it's in, so our concept right now, and Thomas can show you, he basically has been working
This
with
is what we promoted.
something similar to this.
Yes.
You
Oh,
can
here we
just lay
go,
it out.
sorry.
There you go.
Perfect.
Bring it over the other side there. There you go.
There you go.
We promoted a like Cape Cod style colonial plan. The actual plan of the house is slightly different and the window arrangements are a little different in what we advertise and what we're planning on building possibly. There would likely be an additional garage as well. So I guess what we're looking for is feedback on what design decisions, materials we would have to go through.
Yeah, so we're trying to keep it very simple and keep the price. You know, we've got a few people that want to build this type of house. And before we go sign a contract, we wanted to come in and talk to you guys quickly, girls. What I heard tonight, though, we can use some products like we talked about Harvey windows. You like simulated true divided light. I heard that from you. Is there any leeway on siding products? I know Hardy planks, Hardy's been okay. Is there anything that I can, like in the vinyl product side of you guys? No. Okay, so that's out.
What about LP Smart Sign?
Which is that?
It's a composite wood product.
The composite wood products are usually not distinguishable from a
Yeah.
normal clay, like a boral or something.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Boral, but it's a clapboard. It looks like a hardy board or
Yeah, you
clapboard,
can
but
use it,
it's.
you can use
yeah,
already
it's fine.
plank, you can use that.
Okay.
I mean, AZAC makes clapboard now, like.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The corner boards and things, corners, I mean, we can come in with, show you the corner composite type.
PVC is fine.
Yeah, okay,
Trim Solutions makes the pre-made
Yeah.
ones. They're nice.
yeah. All right, what other questions we had?
Oh, as far as like for the buttons on the windows? like
Well, we
the-
might do 2/1, real, it's so 4/1, I
Yeah,
mean,
for a new house, you got a fair amount of flexibility on that
Okay.
kind of thing.
I was here, I don't know, 12 years ago, it was pretty tough.
Totally different.
It was totally different. I was here one night and it was like, oh my God, I gotta come back with
Well,
it.
they don't let you use any kind of composite material.
No, they actually, the Hardy, yeah, we actually did
Hardy,
cedar.
the Hardy.
Hardy was, yeah, and, but it was, so what else, fence, you guys, fences are important if we were to do a fence, but if we wanted to do along Route 1, we put a border of trees or,
That's
green
not
giants.
us.
Do whatever you want.
Okay,
They actually have a stone wall. The stone.
it is sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he liked this, the guy that popped the stones. All right, and the process I heard tonight, if we wanted to come in 2 weeks, we'd have to put it in by Thursday. And then you put it out there, or do we put it out to the public? Is
It
it
gets, it gets
town.
The
published
town.
by the town, but in others, you gotta have everything spec'd out,
No, I get that.
all the dimensions, everything.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Probably not gonna make it by Thursday.
Oh, you should see what we do. We work hard.
We work hard and overtime.
But we probably won't, you're right, but we
Your hair will
will.
be gray by Friday.
Yeah, so in terms of that goes, once we come to we give that, do we have to send out letters to everyone?
No.
That's
No.
good. All right.
You'll get a,
You'll get one of these when you apply, which is gotta be posted on the property.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Everybody would be happy, I think, if we can
Yeah.
get that torn down.
I think you technically have to approve or have to apply to also demolish what you have there.
Yeah, I'm sure we gotta get a demo permit.
They need a demo permit for that.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, we're gonna dig out the foundation.
Well, then if he does a demo permit, then he has to notify all the neighbors of the demo, all that,
No, That's great.
demo that.
I don't know, we'll have to look at it.
We can talk, it'd be safety problems. It's a safety hazard right now.
It's just stairs going up.
Stairs go up to that second floor,
I mean, do you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not
I
very
haven't looked at it. I
particular,
haven't
but
gotten
your
that far.
roof-
Everybody I've
I'm
talked
sorry?
to is.
I was happy
Talked
glad you
about it
brought
and
that
walked
up, and
away.
I just asked him, I was like, what about roof pitch? Cause I know that's, the neighbor across has a cave that falls within the historic district, and he said. I forget what the pitch was, but
It looked like about a 10, 12. We do a 10, 12 maybe.
I mean, after we just worked on a review in this whole handbook, there's so many different styles.
Yeah.
in Mystic in general that we're not
Yeah.
gonna get into unless you propose something that's totally out.
that's why I was.
Yeah, that's what I kind of
It
gathered.
doesn't look like you're proposing, but just ask the question.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
And shingles,
But yeah, I mean, 10, 12 years ago, they like, didn't they deny someone? Because they made it 1 degree.
Yeah, they changed the pitch and then they got
Wow.
denied and it was
Oh,
actually a
geez.
lawsuit.
I bet, wow.
Are you proposing a full dormer on the back of this?
No, we weren't, maybe a little dorm in the back.
Because something they did talk about extensively was on the dormer pitches, you guys want to try to keep them. Like 4 or greater in order to have, so they're not flattened out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we don't want like the wings, you know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, we get that.
Just curious, like what is defined as like, is there a certain time period or date where the historical commission looks at is, okay,
Not for what you're doing.
okay.
also like the surrounding properties are all mostly contemporaries.
Right,
You know, or modern farmhouse or whatever that.
yeah. No, it was nice to hear everybody talk tonight. You guys seem,
It was interesting, and as far as like, as we come, you mentioned we have to have all the specs ready to go. The previous applicant had, like, when I looked through, they had like Marvin windows with, I don't know if it was composite or wood, and then they said cedar shingles for the siding and all that. You just like to see all those.
Everything exterior,
Okay.
interior, we don't.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want.
Great.
and you don't care about the color. That was something I heard.
We have no jurisdiction. over it.
No.
We paint the house purple.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's,
That was a problem in Stonington, right?
well, I was at a borough meeting one night in Stonington, the guy was from New York, and he was getting upset with the commission, and he says, listen, I've been here, I got my architect level,
Black
and you
House.
guys, not the Black House, I
not
know
the
about
Black-
George. And he goes, if you guys don't approve it tonight, I'm gonna go and get some paint and paint this house pink. I don't know what ever happened, I don't remember seeing a pink house, but the Black House, I know about
Yeah.
that.
House and morning.
He's a tremendous architect though, George.
Yeah, no, I'm not criticizing
Yeah.
him. I thought that
No,
was the
I-
house you were referring
Yeah, no,
to,
that's
'cause-
another one. Yeah, that, I met him years later. Are you the Black House? All right, you got any more questions?
Vinyls that are like obviously vinyl and stuff, stay away from that.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah.
get
So the
pushback.
smart stuff that he was talking about, it's actually like almost like a particle board, but it's exterior rated and it has like a wood grain embossed on the outside of it.
Yeah, Maybach makes one like it.
Maybe I probably
Less-
missed one,
less
but it's
questions
like,
since that's the
they don't,
theme
you know,
of the
they make it an
fencing.
8-inch and 6-inch and it's hard to decipher that. It's-
Okay.
It's not a clapboard, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing shiny. I
Basically,
got you.
Yeah.
Just saying. Well, we like to get this cleaned up.
Yeah.
I mean, this is his first deal he put together. I'm like, looking at the numbers, like, oh, well, this would be nice to clean up the neighborhoods. But thank you very much for your time.
That wasn't a disaster, but
Yes.
anyways.
Good job tonight.
Thank you, Eric.
Consultant.
Jeffrey?
Can we take
I'm
a
gonna take a
recess?
minute.
We're
I
gonna
think
take
we
a
can
recess.
Continue without me, so I'll catch right up. It's okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Come on up.
It's not like I hear.
Okay, well, I don't want you to feel.
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually, sorry,
I think this gentleman.
sorry, my apologies. Moses, you're up next. You're up next, sorry. Again, my apologies.
Hi, good
Hey,
evening.
evening,
Hey,
how are
Tim,
you?
how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well, thank you. So my name is Moses LeBoy. I'm the new owner operator of 7 Water Street that used to be Pizzetta. So I'm here to ask for a new sign that we want to put up. We're naming the place Pearl. And it's going to be a 30-inch sign, 1 inch thick with an aluminum band on it. That looks like that.
You can hear. This is your package. This has the pictures and this is gonna be your posting.
Perfect.
Your applications are in, and your pictures are in there. If you want to present them, that we can zoom them and it's be clearer than trying to see them on your phone.
Just so
You're
you
gonna
know,
have to move over to the other side of
I
the.
was gonna say,
microphone there.
slide over the chair.
There you go.
So that's what it used to look like, sort of. It used to- Well, actually, when I took over, it was on the other side. It was over here, not there. And this is what we're proposing. And these are the measurements.
Just slide that a little bit, if you mind, don't mind.
Are you gonna just, can you go back one photo for a second? Are you gonna fill in the lattice work? Or is that just a paint
Pardon?
color? On the bottom,
Yeah.
there's like lattice work there now, but now you've got it like solid. I just was wondering, are you gonna fill that in or is that?
No, that's not solid. That was just part of the diagram, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
still what it used to be. Yeah, it's not a solid structure.
Okay.
I think that picture is kind of, it's like an overlay.
Yeah, no, I-
Yeah.
It is an overlay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still the same shiplap. And just for measurements. 30-inch circle, 1-inch thick, aluminum band. It'll be nicely designed. And I think it'll be flattering.
Tipples.
Tipples, Tipples is my Jeopardy word.
Okay.
Uh,
They were,
If you don't know what a tipple is, it's a small alcoholic beverage.
oh, okay. Okay.
the only thing you just need to send in or something is the hardware,
Pardon?
just the hardware that's holding the sign.
Yeah, so the hardware will be the same as it was when it read as Pizzetta.
Then never mind.
So it'll be the exact same hardware.
Okay.
So you're taking the Pizzetta down and leaving the hardware as it is,
Correct.
and then putting your sign.
Yeah, we're gonna freshen up the paint. It's a black
Right.
painted hardware,
Yeah.
so just freshen that up to give it some vibrance, but otherwise keeping that the same.
You guys were working on it today, it looked like.
We have been working, I have been working on it for about 8-9 weeks now. I have no voice because I've been living in dust for 8 to 9 weeks. So my voice has been gone. But we have been doing some strong pushes and I'm pretty happy where we are in the last 8 weeks.
I'm good. Yeah,
Good.
that's fine.
Good. Got your posting.
Yep,
I think Sue already has your application.
she does.
Okay, so.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you as well.
And I owe you an email, Tim, so I'll be in touch soon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be looking for you.
All right. Yeah. Like to make a motion to have Jeff Moriarty of
35 West Mystic Avenue.
35 West Mystic Avenue present.
All in favor?
Aye.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
All right,
What was
so
the address?
35 West Mystic.
35.
Yep. Okay, so summer 2019, I was in here and I got approval for windows. Pandemic happened, never did them. Okay. I'm finally revisiting that, but I do want to make a few changes. So.
Oh, yeah.
So there's my house, the brown house, right?
Yeah.
So,
You gotta spin
Flip
it.
it around.
Upside down.
There you go. Thank you.
okay. So brown house, okay. So this is current condition. So these are the sides of the house.
Zoom out of here.
Sure.
There you go.
Okay. So this is what I got approved. So these are horizontal sliders with like picture windows with the trapezoidal shape. I wanted to switch them out to square them off at the top. I now want to just do 4 picture windows with no grids gang together and squaring off the top. So the field would stay the same. So I wouldn't enlarge that hole, and actually I'd be shrinking it with the window, but I don't want the grids there. Okay. That seem reasonable?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say, I think it's really tough with contemporary houses because
Yeah.
I think you're free to kind of do.
Yeah.
A little
And-
more what you want to do.
And it would be Anderson 400s.
Do you agree?
Yeah, except before me,
Yep.
Bring it
I
down.
would, drop my window a little bit.
Bring it
I think they're gonna have to
Intersect with the gate
because of
above.
they're gonna probably have to build in a new header there.
Yeah,
So I'm sure it'll drop down a little bit. This is just me playing
okay.
in AutoCAD, so I think it'll be probably closer to this. And then these will probably be the same size, so. Okay. And then the trim will stay as was proposed back in 2019, 5/4 by 4 inch AZAC. Now, the front
current condition are these weird, these are actually doors. Like fixed, like glass doors, they're not even windows. So originally I was proposing to have these as 4 separate windows. But talking with the contractor, I'm gonna go with mulling the 3 picture windows together. So this vertical space will be filled in, so it's a full, glass area. And this would have the grids, true divided light. Okay,
As Eric said, because of what your house is now.
yeah, okay. So
Is it
should
there?
I resubmit? So the 5-year window for doing this is running out, I think, in June, right? So,
Was that long ago you were here?
yeah, so it's coming up on 5 years in June.
First ones I was part of.
So should I just resubmit?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's your time frame for doing the work?
So I'm ready to sign the contract and, they're
So he's
saying they
gotta
could be done
amend-
with everything.
What's that?
He's gotta amend his previous one.
Yeah.
Right.
He amends it though, doesn't it? Restart the clock.
I don't know.
If,
So there's new work I want to do though, too.
okay,
So there's more to this. Okay.
Right.
So that's amending kind of the old one. So now I want to redo the roof. So replace current shingles. So I think it's architectural now. There's 2 skylights. You can barely see them, but there's one in the front, one in the back. I want to get rid of the skylights. And then there's a housing, exhaust housing on the back of the house for an old furnace and fireplace. I want to get rid of that and replace it with a simple pipe for a direct vent gas. So so it's architectural shingles. This hard to see.
Thank you.
You can barely see this. This is down on No Ank Road. You can barely see the back of the house, but you can see the, like, I zoom, yeah, I mean, I zoomed in like, 20x.
What is it? It's weird.
So there's like a blower in there and it's an old oil furnace exhaust and a wood burning fireplace that kind of, but I've never once used it. I mean, I've converted to natural gas, 6 years ago. So, but this whole housing would replace with like a very simple, collar and, stainless steel aluminum pipe, right? So no issues. Okay. All right. And then the last thing is siding. So current is like this grade D, cheapest as can be, like 8-inch vertical channel siding. It's all rotted. There's woodpecker holes everywhere. So I want to get rid of all of it. Switch over to Hardy, the 7-inch plank siding. And then all of the trim. So the corner boards, skirt, eaves, regs, all the other parts I don't really know of, would all be switched over to AZAC.
So.
So
I don't-
total new skin on
I
this.
don't know that we can make you do this, but my only suggestion is just paint the AZAC because it looks better.
Is it,
Can we?
so it's matte,
What's
it's a
that?
matte finish.
Yeah. It's just a lot of times when they plug it and everything and you see these like,
You see the plugs.
yeah, it just kind of looks like,
and I think just out of factory, it has a sheen on it,
Machine.
yeah.
just for, I think they do it for like not manufacturing purposes, but for like shipping purposes and preservation purposes. They
When you
don't
peel
do
the plastic off.
Yeah, right.
Is that a recommendation or a requirement? What are the homes doing that are? they're
Most
doing
people
Most
think
people
they're
paint
AZAC,
it.
They're painting them.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It lasts, the paint job lasts a long time.
Does it?
Long time,
Yeah,
long time.
like a decade long. It makes it look consistent and even.
Yeah.
and it makes it obvious that it's not AZAC also, if
Yeah.
anyone guessing.
Do,
The
so
Hardy
I was,
can get pre-painted.
yeah, so I was gonna get the pre-painted white, but do people, when they're doing Hardy and the AZAC, do they just paint everything?
So every time
matches,
I
or-
put up Hardy, we've ended up painting it afterwards. Because it just doesn't look,
Yeah,
it looks a lot better with a paint job than it does put up without a paint job.
okay.
So, but the same thing, I mean, we did a house in Stonington, it's like on the water in 2018.
Yeah.
And it still looks brand new. So, but we put just one coat of paint on.
I think you'll find
Okay.
too, on your trim, when you paint it. Like the matching, where the boards meet on the corners
Yeah,
or around the windows. You have an ability to fill that and the paint covers it and gives it a nicer,
Yeah.
consistent finish all the way around.
yeah, so,
The AZAC moves longitudinally anyway, so you use those filler in. typically.
so they're,
As long as they glue it.
so they're gonna, they build it out, like the corner boards and the window trim on a table, like essentially factory, and then put up into one piece, and they wrap it out the back, so it's the siding kind of slides into it. So
Can
it's
I
very clean.
give you a suggestion?
Yeah.
There's a company, Trim Solutions, that makes pre-made corner posts and everything.
Yeah.
And they're all glued and joined. It's
Yeah.
cheaper to buy it from them
Okay,
than to have someone make it. And it's made out of AZAC. And it's got a nailing.
that might be where they're getting it from.
Could be.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are
Yeah.
doing now,
Yeah.
because everyone used to make them, but
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah. Okay.
It's easier to get it.
okay,
I think when you come, we'll make a decision on it. I mean, I would say paint it, not the siding. If you don't want to paint the siding, don't paint the siding.
Yeah.
Paint the AZAC, but paint it
Okay.
whatever color you want.
and paint it after it's in place.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just because with all the sod, it is pretty high up on
I
the
think
front.
you would find that you're gonna like to look better
Yeah.
when it's
Okay.
done. But if you come and you make a compelling argument that you're totally opposed to it and you don't want to, like, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone's gonna force you either.
I mean, as long as it holds the paint well and it doesn't flake and
Yeah.
it looks good over the years, then I'm okay with that.
Yeah. The only cool thing with the Trim Solutions ones, if you do that, it comes with a nailing flange on it, and then you
Yeah.
don't have to face screw it. So you don't have those little slugs. Just a thought.
Okay, all right, that's something to think about.
So to go back to his original,
I'd say just do it with the new items, to the extent of the new items, just do a new application.
okay,
There's no sense
Yeah,
in
no,
coming for a modification. That is probably more
just didn't-
extensive than the
Okay.
I
original.
didn't know what
So-
was the town's preference in the sense of
Then you
more
just close it.
paperwork or
Yeah.
just,
What's that?
I didn't, it didn't.
Yeah, just withdraw it.
We'll do
We'll just-
withdraw.
Well, that one will just
So-
expire.
Okay,
Right.
Yeah.
all right, so I'll add in so all of these windows are gonna be switched over to Anderson 400 double hung, true divided light. So I'll put that in.
Yeah, whatever
detail.
was in your original
Original.
approval.
Yep.
Include that in detail in your new submittal as well as all the new stuff.
Okay, all right, I'll get that in. All right, thank you.
And you heard about getting it in by Thursday if you want it for the
Yeah.
April meeting.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Cool, thank you.
It does look way better since you started living there.
Done a lot of work to it, especially on the inside. The guy built
Even
it,
the
nice guy,
grounds and
but he's a
stuff.
little cheap.
Looks good.
Let's appreciate that. All right, good night.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, public communications? Anything? No. Approval of the minutes from February 6th, special meeting.
Oh, yeah, we waited because it was just,
We're waiting until we got the right people here.
yeah.
I don't know if we got the right people here yet.
Uh,
People present at that meeting were Goodman, Brady, Ferguson, and Keatsman, so I think
You can do it now.
we can do it now.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. I took a quick scan of it.
I move to approve the minutes of the special meeting on Tuesday, February 6th.
I will second. All in favor?
Aka, I.
Brady, aye.
You should probably abstain,
You don't have to,
you know?
Yeah.
Really?
you can approve minutes even if you want to be.
Never mind. Goodman, I.
Ferguson, I.
Sorry.
Keatsman,
Okay, those minutes are approved. The March 5th special meeting.
yeah, let's see. Ferguson, who was here? Ferguson, Paca, me and Goodrich. So we have enough people here, right? Yep, absolutely. I move that we approve the special meeting minutes of Tuesday, March 5th.
With the amendment that
She fixed that.
oh, she did. Oh, okay, sir.
Goodman, I'll second. All in favor?
Aka, I.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, I, even though I wasn't here.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman, aye.
All right, and then the March 5th regular meeting minutes.
We got enough people for this one too that have been there. I make a motion that we approve the Tuesday, March 5th regular meeting minutes.
Ferguson will second.
All in favor?
Haka, I.
Brady, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Keatsman,
Okay, old business. I noticed in the minutes you had asked about Bank and Bridge. Whatever happened with that?
I have not had any further communications with him since he said he would fix it.
Okay,
I gotta follow up with him. I haven't. I haven't had time and I've just been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get to it. I know it was like I told these guys, it's you know. In the back of my head, given the time frame, and everybody's gonna start setting up outside stuff and stuff, so, yeah,
it'd be great to get it done before
yeah,
summer.
no doubt.
Also an old business, so he came for Pizzetta tonight. What was ever the answer on John's complaint about stuff done that wasn't supposed to be done? Like, does he need to come back for a final approval? Cause I saw they started doing the screening, which is great.
So it's our understanding, it's still an open permit, it's still an open certificate on you guys' end. They have not called us for any final inspections, so we can verify that things are completed to the extent of what was improved. There's some things that zoning has not yet done that he has to complete before he'll get a certificate of occupancy. In addition to the building permit stuff.
Yeah.
Support permits, plumbing, electrical, all of that. As well as HDC approval.
Okay, so I guess just to preserve what John had requested, when the time comes, we'll just make sure that we talk about it before you guys sign off on it.
Sure, if you want to, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as I've done here in recent history, if I find something that is substantially different, or I feel the commission is different than what was approved, I'll bring it to you guys for review,
Yeah.
before, issuance.
There's just stuff that was like never approved, even separate from the addition, like that temp fencing in the back and
So,
the
and,
tent. that's-
and Doning's all over about some stuff.
Yeah,
Outside stuff. They have some outside stuff to do with zoning that. Maybe wasn't clearly construed during the transfer of business ownership, but has been recently brought to light with the applicant who was here tonight. And he is actively working on going to comply with everything that needs to be done. It's been very compliant.
And I think we shouldn't nitpick. I think we just need to get fixed what needs to get fixed.
Yeah,
And move on.
sure.
So,
And, we can look at it in the details of the approval versus what's there. And, if there's something that is substantially different, and I'll bring it to you guys before we close things out.
Yeah.
So we don't end up with a closed out item that we're trying to backtrack on.
Right.
Prior items.
You said to say signs.
I was just gonna ask another new business, but thank you.
Oh,
I
okay.
did wanna, yeah. Okay, any other old business?
So I have something under old business, and I think it's just because you wrote that it's on the agenda to set a meeting date to do one final review of all the revisions before a draft document is created.
Yeah,
for
I was gonna
review.
ask that. So I was there for everything except for the last meeting, which you had the notes from. So
Right.
I can compile that
Okay,
with my red line version
Yeah.
from day one.
okay.
That needs to then first go to Rich Cody?
Yeah.
And then we can do a date for a public hearing on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it's, if he makes recommendations on some language changes for legal reasons or something, and we'll
Yeah.
come back to you guys and blah, blah, blah.
Okay,
Do we want to have a meeting as a group before we send it, just for one last look over? Before we send it to.
One like thorough thorough review, start to finish.
I don't think-
Anybody?
we need to do that, but what if I fixed it? I got it over to Susan by the end of this week. She emailed it out and then we just put it on the agenda for the regular,
Okay,
instead of us coming
So
out early.
can I just weigh in on this real quick? Cause I got something that kind of rolls into it.
Yeah.
You guys are aware that the Planning and Development Office now has a resiliency and sustainability manager that is doing a lot of work towards figuring out properties in town that are susceptible and long-range planning regarding sustaining downtown Mystic as well as other features within town. She has recently done a study in downtown Mystic for susceptible properties due to water elevation rise, and she's compiled a large database of information of properties that are well, most, if not all, within the historic district. It was all based on an elevation. The houses were identified through elevation. And they did studies, they did door to doors, they talked to residents about what their experiences were. And she has a pretty extensive presentation regarding that. She was wondering, and a lot of it is focused, and what we're dealing with in the building department and flood management construction, what we're dealing with is the historic preservation end of it. When you tell somebody they have to lift their house, they go, it's a historic house, you know, it becomes controversial, it becomes difficult. One of the classic examples that we are dealing with, and both myself, her, and David, who is doing a lot of the flood management work, we're closely watching and probably going to use it as kind of a template case, the house on 1 Noank Road. That house has been, is it the one that's on the corner, the one that Fairbairn's doing right now? So that's all been redesigned with historic. It came to you guys, got all the historic approvals on it, and it's going to be flood compliant. It's all going to be FEMA compliant. The way they're elevating everything on the inside, all the mechanicals, everything's going to be elevated, taking into consideration the historic appearance of the house. She wanted to come just give you guys a brief summary of the study that she did. It includes a lot of the downtown buildings, a lot of information about the downtown buildings. She has some pretty impressive information about a lot of the elevations in the houses and base flood elevations and the houses that are susceptible. That coupled with, I guess she's working with a company that has done some recent flood proofing in houses. They haven't done any in Mystic on this side, but they've done some in Stonington Borough, and some other stuff. And they have a couple of items that they wanted to maybe just present to you guys and show you that there's options out there when you're doing historic preservation and base flood elevation comes into play and trying to comply with base flood elevation. So she asked if the board would be interested in hearing a quick presentation, 10-minute presentation from her regarding her study, maybe another 10 minutes from the company showing their products that are available, just so you guys become apprised of what's out there and in the future, things that we might be looking at and items that you might be looking at. And I was wondering if that could probably be rolled into the special meeting where you looked at the draft of those regulations. If you're interested, you guys don't want to do it?
Megan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my only shoot from the hip response is I would love to hear her presentation. I went to the Episcopal Church where she gave a presentation to the community.
Yeah.
And thought she did a great job there too. But my only hesitation is that company giving like a pitch,
All
for
right.
lack of a
I just
better
figured
term.
that they could show some of their examples that they have.
What are you worried about having your mind bent?
No, I don't want to open us up to having Home Depot, Lowe's and other companies come and giving a pitch.
Why? What do you care?
Okay.
It's
Don't want to waste the
up to you.
committee's time.
It's up to you guys.
That's just I'm just sharing my shoot from
Yeah,
the hip.
if the board decides, I can go back to Megan and say they'd like to hear information from you, but
Give them 10 minutes.
not the company.
And if it becomes onerous in the future, just don't do it.
Okay, all right. I just didn't want to.
It's- and
the
it's-
floodgates. That's it.
Yeah. It's not like you're gonna be bringing we're gonna be bringing window guys in. This is flood management stuff. in the
Okay.
Historic district.
All right. And
It's
Not- not
become
for
quite an
nothing.
issue.
I think it'd be great if you got Marvin or Anderson here to show their historic windows. That would be fantastic.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
I think stuff like that where you can see the difference, like. you know,
Right, tangible.
Yeah.
Gotta Put your hands
But
on
don't
it.
forget, like I do it every day.
Right.
You know,
But a
he
lot of
does it
people don't.
sometimes.
I know.
You don't do it as much. But, you know, when you see it and you see it firsthand, it makes a difference.
Are
Right.
you worried about crass commercialization of the historic district? Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't want to sit here and listen to sales spiels about stuff too. If there's not something that is specifically historic applicable, with my time with you guys, I don't want to hear about it either, you know?
So
It's gonna become an issue, though. It seems like more and more that these applications that come in, I mean, there are historic exemptions that you can get out of a lot of flood stuff, but then, you know, it takes you off the FEMA list when it comes time to make a claim, and, you know, so.
They're just gonna be uninsurable sooner or later.
Yeah, I know, they are, it's gonna be that way, or, you know. It's gonna, you know, people this decade are gonna design at 1 foot above base flood elevation, which is essentially 12 feet in this area. In 10 years, it's going to be 14 feet. And those houses that were designed just above it at this point are now gonna be not compliant.
Look at gravel, so I mean, it's flooding way more frequently than it
Yeah.
ever did in my time here.
She has a lot of cool information. You saw the presentation, yeah, she
Yeah.
has a lot of pretty neat information about down there.
Then why don't we do this? Do you want to do a special meeting before the next meeting? We'll let Herb go first. Or wait a minute, let's do our thing. Let's do our thing first.
I think first, and then she can come like at 6:45, 6:50.
Well, you get the
I mean,
extra minutes.
fine.
So Eric, you're gonna give us a red lined,
I'll email it to her by Friday.
Okay.
She can email it out to everyone. They can review it before the meeting and
Okay.
then.
Now, is that a special meeting that's
Yeah.
behind? No, I'm saying if she emails it to us, is that,
No, it's gonna be labeled
Nothing.
as a draft document.
okay,
Yeah, it's for you, it's gonna be a document, it'll be stamped as a draft document, it'll be for you review.
She can email all of us. We just can't email each other.
Correct.
okay, I just wanted to avoid that.
But I think that's fine. Then have them come at 6:40 or 6:30.
All right, I'll tell them be for 6:30 and be ready.
Yeah.
Wanna do that?
I mean, I don't think our changes were, we spent a lot of time on it and I don't think they were that extensive. So I think.
My add to this conversation would be that, we started working on it a year ago.
Yeah.
So, and the more controversial stuff we thought about changing was right at the beginning. It was about the application procedures.
Yep.
Design guidelines, I think you've done a great job and they're pretty straightforward. So I wouldn't mind, I might have learned something about procedures over the year that we've been working with them. And also Kirsten, it's all gonna be news to her, so she might have questions about why did we change this or change that? That would be, if I were brand new on it, I'd say, okay, I see the change.
Yeah.
Tell me why we're doing this. And so I think that would get us kind of all on the same page before it goes to the lawyer.
So why don't you have them here for 6:30 and then if we need an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm
start at
saying, just have them ready, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that, I mean,
That's 40
just
minutes.
so, we've worked on it all year. I don't want to rush at the very end, I guess is what I'm getting at.
No.
So,
And I think maybe if you are reviewing it and you see that there's some. If you see like this is gonna take more time, maybe email back Susan and just say. Or just come to it and then we can always do another.
we
one
can
if
always
have
talk
to.
to the lawyer.
Yeah, we might have to come and do a second
Yeah.
meeting if
That's fine.
we don't get to everything.
I think we're really good.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah.
I've been there for all the discussions.
I think
so I'm
if
comfortable with it.
if everybody comes really prepared and has the items identified that they wanna have further discussion on.
The key thing that'd make it much easier, if you
Yeah.
can tell exactly where the changes
Yeah,
are,
it's gonna.
because then you can
the
turn the
track changes,
pages,
yeah.
you know, a lot
And skip
quicker.
track
the-
changes.
yeah.
So she's gonna send that to us electronically, right, in a Word format, I guess, or
Yeah,
a
yeah. if you're not
PDF or
printing it
whatever
all
she
off.
does, okay.
Yeah,
That
just-
okay with everybody?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Is that it for you?
That
Old
is it
business?
for me, yes.
Okay.
Well, the only other one thought on that, I don't have my schedule in front of me, but I would like everybody to be here for that too, so. If, I mean, your commissioners types,
Our next meeting is the 2nd of April.
yeah, I'll be there, but I'm not.
Make
Just
sure-
double check.
Make sure all of us.
I would like us all to be there. I think that would be a
I will
reason,
be here the second.
so I think that'd be a reason to say, let's have us all on the final. like
We'll just
we're-
make
we're
sure
good.
Goodrich, we'll just make sure Goodrich. That's it.
Okay, on new business, one thing
So we're gonna set a date,
for April 2nd.
April 2nd,
6 PM.
okay.
On the signs, we have a lot of people that come in with us with the same size, just different lettering. And in the past, they used to really like the commission really like weigh in on what people were putting on their sign. We don't really do that anymore, and I don't think we should personally. I think it's their sign. They want to make it whatever they want. So Can we do could we do an administrative thing if it's the same size? They just have to submit
And not come for a public hearing,
yeah, I just,
do it. I would imagine you could do it
You're saying
a-
it's almost like a like for like,
as a board.
in the sense that what they're replacing is
yeah.
the same height and width.
I mean, I think like when Cam was his name, I think when he came with that like interesting sign on the corner of the building, that's something that someone's gotta come. For. But if it's a round 30-inch sign, and they're just doing another 30-inch sign, but they're putting their logo on it.
Where's the,
Where's the line?
yeah, that's my only fear is that. I don't know, I think just take us 5 seconds to say
Yeah.
yes.
No, now that you said that, I kinda. All right, I'll retract that. Never mind.
Did anyone have a hard time reading his sign, the pearl? I had a hard time. Yeah, no, I would not have known that was the word pearl if he didn't tell us, yeah. But that's not, that's not, no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was just me and I was missing it, but.
I can read it quite clearly, yeah, so what you.
Okay, thanks, Stas. Can always count on Todgers. He's got my back all the time.
He's always building you up.
Exactly, exactly. It's a wonder I'm
It
not.
might
beetle for
appear
this.
differently if that's on me in real life too than looking at a
Yeah.
picture on a screen on, you
Yeah,
know,
no.
with changed pixels or, you know, blown
just
up
think-
or,
It's someone's business. If they can do whatever they
Yeah.
want.
yeah.
I'm not,
Have you ever seen Jeff Pan's sign? At the
Who's
glass
that?
blower? The glass blower. He's
No.
right
behind
Angie's.
Angelo's.
Yeah, is there a sign?
Yeah, it says Jeff Pan, but only I know what it says.
I don't think I ever noticed it.
Check it out.
Any other new business? Any enforcement update?
Nothing.
Okay. Everyone good?
Great.
Adjourned.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies.
Are you gonna stop recording?
I am right now.